Money is a system of trade, which is based on the idea of exchange. In other words, money is a medium of exchange or a way to measure and quantify the value of goods and services. The use of money as an instrument for trade and barter has been around for centuries. The first form of money was cattle. People would trade cattle for goods and services with other people who had cattle to spare. Eventually, people began to use cowrie shells as a form of currency because they were durable and easy to carry with them. Eventually, coins were invented in order to make it easier for people to do business without having to carry loads of cowrie shells around everywhere they went. A medium of exchange is a commodity or unit of account used in trade, which acts as a stand-in for the goods and services being traded. The most familiar examples are money and barter systems. The first use of money as a medium of exchange is thought to have taken place in China in the 10th century, but it wasn't until 600 years later that coins and paper money became commonplace. This is about the time that paper money became popular in China, but it took a few hundred years for coins to become common. In Europe, coins became commonplace in the 1200s. There are two types of currencies: commodity currencies and fiat currencies. Commodity currencies are backed by commodities, like gold, while fiat currencies are not. Fiat currency is a currency that a government has declared to be legal tender. There are also different ways in which a currency can be made. A central bank can print money and distribute it to the public. Banks can lend money from deposits and repay loans with interest. The state can tax its citizens and use those taxes to buy goods or services. The state can borrow money from the public and pay it back with interest. The differences between a commodity currency and fiat currencies are that a commodity currency is backed by a finite resource. Fiat currencies are not backed by anything tangible, but rather are legal tender for a country's economy. They can be created by government decree. The first difference is that a commodity currency is backed by a finite resource. In contrast, fiat currencies are not backed by anything tangible, they are legal tender for a country's economy, and can be created by government decree. Commodity currencies are physical forms of money often used as currency. Are backed by a finite resource that cannot be created out of thin air. Are mined or created through laborious and/or expensive production processes. Fiat currencies can be created out of thin air, are not backed by any physical. The financial crisis that started in 2007 has had a negative effect on the global economy. The crisis has also affected the way people save and spend money. Through this paper you will learn more about what led to this economic situation, its effects on people, and how it changed the way we think about money. In the decade leading up to 2007, many of the economic theories that were in place during previous decades had evolved. There was a belief that asset prices would always rise indefinitely and that house prices would always go up. This led to people buying houses as investments, borrowing against them, and then trying to make money on an investment when the house prices went up. However, after the 2007 financial crisis, it became clear that asset prices don't always go up and house prices can fall. This is due to people not having enough money saved to support their lifestyle. If there is a sudden change in the status quo, it often results in a surge of emotions from those who are used to things the way they have been for a while. The rising cost of living is a source of concern for many people. With the average American household spending on housing, transportation, and healthcare, it is difficult to save enough money to deal with unexpected expenses. In fact, more than 2/3 of Americans don't have enough savings to support their lifestyle if they lost their jobs. In the modern world, money is a very important thing. It is used for buying things and paying for services. Money can be earned in many different ways, but there are a few tried and true ways to get rich with money. One way to get rich with money is to invest it. Investing means putting your money into something that will make more money in the future. A good investment could be something like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds. These investments take time and patience to grow, but they can eventually make you rich if you are patient enough and give them time to grow. Another way to get rich with money is by going into business for yourself. This means starting your own company or opening up your own store of some kind. The only downside of this method is, when you have money you can do many things. You can buy a house, have some fun, go on vacation, and provide for your family. Many people who have money have it because they have either saved it in a bank account or invested it in business. These people usually are not rich. To be rich means to have lots of money and to own more than most other people. It is not possible to have more money than a bank or be richer than a business. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to educate yourself much more.